So, I know many of you are going to scroll past me. I know many of you are not going to listen to what I have to say. But there's some things I want to say to those that are watching and listening. For those that believe that there will not be a rapture, keep watching. For those that believe that there's going to be a rapture, thank you for being here. We all know that Yeshua was found by mystics. So I had someone reach out to me, and I know it wasn't malicious or it wasn't being mean or anything like that, but this person did reach out to me and was saying that there will be no rapture. Now, when I was first awakened, it was awakened by a mystic. When Yeshua was born, mystics came looking for him. So, therefore, I can't really say anything bad about mystics, but what I can say is that a mystic came to me, just as they came to Yeshua. And I was told certain things and these things and that things, but which is all fine and good. But then when it comes to saying that there will be no rapture, and when you start talking about higher consciousness and all these other things, which is all fine and good, but when you try to put the great I am in a small box and you're telling me or you're telling the I am that you will not be rapturing anyone, how do you put the great I am in a box? Who are you to say what there will not be? When I was found by this mystic, which awakened me, which was supposed to happen, but the entire time, the great I am had been guiding me ever since my awakening and ever since I asked the great I am to come into my life. The great I am has shown me my very first vision, biblical vision, and I didn't even know that it was a biblical vision. But it stayed in my mind and in my heart, but at the same time, I felt that heavy load of the world upon my shoulders. And this vision was of me seeing people being pummeled by stones and rocks. And this was 4 years prior to me reading a Bible. 4 years prior, the great I am had been showing me many of things. And it's shown me the sun that came to me in my dream as so far as an olive branch. But prior to this, I was listening to what mystics were saying, but at the same time, the entire time, the great I am was choosing me, and I was told by the mystic that I was chosen. But But at the same time, I was being trained by the great I am. But I was being trained to see the truth. So I spent a better half of my journey, 4 years, before reading the Bible. I spent a great part of that time listening and walking in faith by the great I am. But the very instant that I did go to an event with a bunch of mystics and people that were around, I started seeing how these people say that they're spiritual, but they're really not. And I'm not saying some of you on here are not, but I'm saying what I've seen, the groups, because it's just a fad for them. They're not really a follower of Yeshua, not really a follower of the great I am. And this is what I've seen. But during this time, I have been shown multiple things that support the great I am. And it's shown the truth before I even read the Bible. As soon as I said to the great I am, I surrender, I received a mark on the right hand. Not knowing what it was, what was going on, because again, this is 4 years prior before I even read the Bible. And then about 7, 8 months later, well, I wouldn't say that far ahead. I would say maybe like 2 months later, after receiving the mark, in my vision during meditation, I saw 4 pillars of light. And at this point, I knew what I didn't know what they were, but I learned here just recently. And here it is, 2025. And that was back in 2017, the beginning. Well, I wouldn't say 17. I would say it was around late 16. I want to say it was around late 16 because it was close to Christmas around that time. Like some months, like maybe 4 months shy to Christmas. Maybe 6 months. I would say anywhere from 5 to 6 months from Christmas. But at this time, I'd seen this vision during my saying no. It was sometime around that time, somewhere around mid 2016. It could have been sooner, it could have been later, but I'm not sure. But anyway, I received a vision of the 4 pillars of light, not really knowing what they were, but I later on found here recently that these 4 pillars are the 4 angels that stand up on the 4 corners of the earth. I didn't know that then, but I know it now. And these massive blue-like pillars were reaching up into the heavens. You couldn't see them. They disappeared. They went so high you couldn't see the pillar anymore. That's just how tall it was, and how massively big they were. They were massively big. So and then that's the four angels, the seal and the four angels. Then here after that, when I came to where I am now, the great I am showed me the rapture, showed me the four winds, which is, those that wreak havoc on the earth. The white horse, the black horse, the red horse, the pale white horse. Showed me all these beings. Showed me the World War, like World War III. Showed me the three unclean spirits coming from the heavenly realm into the earth's atmosphere. This is what caused a nuclear war. Seen those turn to zombies after sleeping after an hour after these nuclear blasts went off. Showed me 3 days of darkness. Now all of this is being shown to me. All of this being shown to me long before I even read the Bible. So then after this, they were speaking about an open book. And I'll read it here. I don't want to drag this video out too long because I already know it's going to be way too long. And the voice which I heard from heaven spoke unto me again and said, Go and take the little book which is open in the hand of the angel which standeth upon the sea and upon the earth. And I went unto the angel and said unto him, Give me the little book. And he said unto me, Take it and eat it up, and it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey. And I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up, and it was in my mouth sweet as honey. And as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter. Why am I reading that? Because, like I said, I had not read the Bible yet. But at this time, this open book, the great I am is the one that told me to take the book. And the very one thing that my mom said to me when I was younger, you better stop looking at the sun, you're going to go blind. But this was the very being that gave me the book. You may not believe it. You don't have to be. You don't have to believe it. But this was long before I read the Bible. This was in 2018 when I received the book. But then one night I'm sleeping and I get picked up. And when I get picked up, I woke up in this third physical realm hissing like a cat. When I got picked up, it was that exact same angel that the great I Am told me to go take the book. I don't know why I'm doing this over and over again, but and I saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, "Who is worthy to open the book and to loose the seals thereof?" That's the very exact same angel I took the book from, that the great I Am told me to go take the book from. Mind you, again, I have not read the Bible. And as I get taken up, and as I get picked up in my dream, this was that angel proclaiming, the exact same angel that told me to take, the exact same angel that the great I Am told me to go take the book, the open book. And now this angel proclaimed that I would be the one that would open up the book of 7 seals. Then, as I wake up out of my dream, taking my very first breath, and one of the elders saith unto me, "Weep not. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the Root of David, have prevailed to open the book and loose the 7 seals thereof." So all these things are being shown to me before I even read the Bible, but yet I see it here, because I'm piecing together the puzzle. Then there's a mentioning about how there is a fourth, no, not fourth, where would it be? Where would it be? Excuse me. Well, Hmm. I don't plan anything, so I think this is it. I believe this is it. And after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on the trees. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God. And he cried out, and he cried with a loud voice, to the 4 angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, nor the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads. So why am I reading that? I just mentioned to you before I came back here to Texas that I received the mark on my right hand. And when I came back to Texas, I seen the 4 pillars of light in my vision during meditation. And I said these pillars of light they were massively big and massively tall. So tall that they were blue. They were blue pillars of light. More fluorescent blue, soft blue light going up into the heavens, but you couldn't see where it ended. So these are the 4 angels. The mark that I received on my hand on the day that I learned how to forgive my mother is a day I received the mark of the living God, of the great I am. All of this is happening before I even read the Bible. And then make my way to Satan's kingdom and then receive as a gift from the inmates, the jail, from Satan's kingdom, the King James Version Bible, because that's very rare and hot commodity, and then receive from another inmate a King James Version study guide. So I'm piecing all these things together, and they're going together like a puzzle. But yet I got a mystic telling me that there will be no rapture, but yet 2 men come in. Before they come in, the I Am sends me a vision of a chair with emanating light coming from it. I didn't know what it was. I just drew it what I saw. But the only thing, I just added some things to it, like some little things like this at the top of the chair like that. Not knowing what I was doing, I did 2 of them on both sides. Then Man came in after I drew it. Said, "Have you ever heard of the mercy seat?" I said, "No." And he started reading it. So I see that. He told me, he said, "Well, maybe you should borrow this guy's book. He has a King James Version study guide." I never did borrow it. But later, he came to me and said, I think this belongs to you." Then there was another man come in, but before he came in, I was sent another vision with the sun and a being in front of the sun. Drew that vision, and then this being come in and says, "Have you ever heard of the cherubim?" This was his first conversation to me. I said, "No." So he read it, and I said, and when he read it, it's like, okay. Once I got done with my commune with the great I am, I went back to him 2 hours later and I said, "Can you show me that again?" He said, "No, you're the chosen one. You should be able to find it." Well, I did. I found it, but I found it through other routes by going through one chapter will lead you to another chapter, to another chapter, to another chapter. So once I did that, I did find it. But what I found it in Exodus. "And the cherubim shall stretch forth their wings on high, covering the mercy seat with their wings, and their faces shall look one to another towards the mercy seat shall the faces of the cherubim be." Now, I had already, that's already covered the cherubim, it already covered the seat of mercy, or the mercy seat. Then it goes on to say, thou shalt put the mercy seat up on the ark, and in the ark thou shalt put the testimony that I shall give thee, and there I will meet with thee, and I will commune with thee from above the mercy seat, from between the two cherubim, which are up on the ark of the testimony. You wonder why I read that? Well, the book has been written that I've written is the ark. It is the testimony. Because I have been led the whole time by the I am, the entire time. Even mystics were trying to steer me in the wrong direction. Even mystics were trying to say that, well, not saying anything, but just they awakened me, so to speak. They awakened me. It's the same thing when they went to see Yeshua as a child. When they went to see Yeshua as a baby, they were mystics. So, therefore, the seat that I drew spoke about how the great I am will commune with thee from up above the seat of mercy, from in between the two cherubims. Now, why I put those two things there, like wings, I don't know, but I did. And up in the shadows of this chair with emanating light that I drew is a being that showed up out of nowhere. So I ask you, what makes you believe that I will believe you over the great I am? And it had been guiding me the entire time. Since one mystic spoke the words to me about who I am and where I come from, and my eyes were open. But yet I was able to see the truth the whole entire time, but yet I was shown the Bible the entire time, but yet I was shown that I was the one that came down with the seal. Yet I was the one that was shown that I was the one to seal the 12 tribes, because that great shaking that happened just before the United States went into a great freeze. What makes you believe that I'm going to believe what you're saying? That there will be no rapture? When the I Am showed me that it is going to be a rapture long before I even read the Bible. This being showed itself up in my drawing by itself on its own. So what makes you believe I'm going to believe what you say, saying that there will be no rapture? You are telling the great I Am that it will not perform what it showed to me and to others. The great I Am showed me the truth. You can believe what you want to believe. I really like mystics. It's intriguing about the way that they think and feel and move around. It's very majestic. But the truth of the matter is that there will be a rapture. Now, most of them thinking, oh, it's an upgrade, it's this and that, it's all these different things, or a hybridization and extraterrestrial beings and this and that and all these different ways of communication and talking about the extraterrestrial form of life that is not on this earth, but then they are on this earth because they are in the unseen. You can believe what you want to believe. That's your choice. But I stand to believe what the I Am has shown me and has proven to me what is to come. So whether you like to believe there will be a rapture or not, that's on you. But the great I Am has not lied to me. It showed me exactly and long before I even pick up a Bible. So I know the truth. let you know you can't put the great I am in this box. Because that's what you're doing. You're putting the great I am in this box. That's what you're doing. You're putting the great I am in this box, and this is a very dangerous thing to do. Very dangerous. That's not something you should do. What's going on? So I'm gonna leave this here because I don't have a lot of time. I gotta get to my Khalil's, my community with the I am. But thank you all for watching and listening. I know there's some things I'm forgetting because I did a video earlier, but for some reason it just was not there. Thank you all for listening. Old subscribers, new subscribers, thank you. Learn to love each other like you love yourself. Learn to forgive and let live and let go, for this is your salvation. For if you do not do these things, you will not be on that ark. I ask that you please do not take this message wrong. Take it with a positive note, because I'm telling you what I've seen and what was shown to me long before I read the Bible. The great I am was showing me the Bible the entire time. And when I seen my very first outing with mystics, I seen the falseness, I seen the bad side of it. I seen that these people are doing something and it's a fad. And some of them are not truly watchers and of Yeshua and not of the great I am or the Holy Spirit, for that matter. And I'm not saying all of them are like that, but I'm saying that it's I don't know how to explain it, but I just know what I've been shown. And you can't go around believing and thinking that this is not going to happen, because it is. It's going to happen. So thank you. Until next time, the one out.